fantastic reception for Nelson Mandela, who's standing with Winnie Mandela, and of course Adelaide Tambo, the wife of Oliver Tambo, the president of the ANC.
That's tremendous. Master of Ceremonies. Distinguished artist, members of the International Reception Committee, dear friends here and elsewhere in the world, our first simple and happy task is to say thank you. Thank you very much to you all. Thank you that you chose to care. Because You could have decided when, by ending the system of white minority domination, humanity will have ensured that never again shall the scourge of racial tyranny raise its ugly head. You will all be welcome. You will all be welcome to attend those historic victory celebrations. I cannot complete my speech without referring to our comrade President Oliver Tambo. As you know, Comrade Oliver Tambo is recovering in a clinic in Sweden. I saw him in March this year and was happy to see that he has made a remarkable progress in his illness. We know it is your desire, in fact, your prayers and wishes, that he should recover as speedily and completely so that he can come back and lead this organization again. On my left is his beloved wife, Adelaide Tambo. In wishing our leader complete recovery, we at the same time would like to assure her that we are fully behind her and the family in their moment of concern. There is no man in this country and anywhere else in the world who could have performed as magnificently as he has done over the last 30 years. He kept our organization united and strong under the most difficult conditions. And we say, therefore, that our prayers are that he should be able to recover sufficiently to take his position of leadership of this organization. Finally, I want to tell you, as I have told many other meetings before, that we respect you, we admire you, and above all, We love you.
And a tremendous reception for Nelson Mandela. He spoke for just over 20 minutes to an enraptured audience, both here and around the world. I'm joined once more by Anthony Sampson, the writer and broadcaster we spoke to earlier, who is a lifelong friend of Nelson Mandela. A tremendous speech, first of all, but an important political and emotional tribute to Oliver Tambo.
It was very interesting because that, of course, was unscripted and very spontaneous, and that, I think, sums up the strongest and most powerful emotion of that speech, which was of gratitude, because he feels, obviously, and he said so before, enormous gratitude to people who helped his organization and himself over almost 30 years. And of course that is why he came here to Britain for this, when his own country was in a great state of tension. So that was by far the most powerful emotion that came through. And of course Tambo was his lifelong companion as a lawyer, then as a co-leader of the ANC.
It was so obvious that Nelson Mandela was so happy to be here, and it was a very optimistic and strong speech.
The optimism, I thought, was also the most, perhaps the newest part, the most unexpected part, because he did say, as you remember, the dreams of millions of people to see our country free will be realized sooner rather than later. And that was after quite a militant previous lead-up. And quite clearly he does feel quite hopeful that there can be a really non-racial democracy in South Africa, perhaps within his own lifetime. And that's a rather remarkable conclusion to come to.
And of course it also sets the tone for his meeting with Mrs. Thatcher next month. He has said last night that he does hope to meet the Prime Minister in May.
Yes, he's been much more conciliatory towards the British government than might appear, because in fact he has made a clear message that he does want to see Mrs. Thatcher, does not want to snub the government, and does look to that conciliation with many different kinds of people as well as the audience here.
And it also must be remembered, of course, that the ANC is just one, albeit a very large one, of a number of parties who will be present at negotiations in South Africa.
Of course, South Africa is coming now towards a different phase of quite awkward negotiations with different black groups, as well as with the white minority and with the white rulers. And that will, of course, give a different perspective.
How much do you think can the changes in South Africa, though, the unbanning of the ANC and the talks with de Klerk, how much do you think are those Nelson Mandela's personal achievement?
If one looks at the history of the last 3 or 4 years, it's clear that Mandela's impact personally on the South African government, and particularly on de Klerk, was a decisive factor in unbanning the ANC.
And we can see there that Nelson Mandela is leaving the stadium. In fact, he's going home to South Africa tonight. And it's worth pointing out that he has had almost unparalleled access to a worldwide audience for a politician.